All right, since we're almost ready to get started here, I just want to give all of our attendees, if anyone is part of an applicant team and they would like to check their sound, please raise your hand. The Zoom meeting here, we can check that for you. We have Matt Penpraise. You should receive a prompt. If you answer that prompt, we can go ahead and check that. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
Seems to be working fine. I hope I might have mispronounced your name. Sorry about that.
No, you got it right. Thank you.
Oh, good. Okay. So if you want to go ahead and mute your sound whenever it's appropriate, then we won't have to go through that back and forth each time.
Okay.
And then here, let's try Stephanie Webb.
Hello.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Hi.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Cool.
So it is now 10:30. I'd like to call to order the April 1st, 2021 Zoning Administrator meeting. My name is Andy Gustafson, and I am the Zoning Administrator for the City of Santa Rosa. I welcome and thank you for attending this meeting. It is a virtual meeting in response to the COVID-19 pandemic and our effort to help reduce the spread of the COVID-19 virus by holding virtual meetings. This meeting will be held as any other public meeting on matters such as development review that we are considering today. Before we get started, those of you who are in attendance who may not have attended a virtual meeting before, during the course of discussion, you will be given opportunity to comment. And those of you who are attending via Zoom, you can comment by raising your hand and you'll be recognized. If anyone's calling in, I don't see right now if anyone is, but if you are, you then press *9 and we'll be able to recognize you. In each case, you'll need to unmute yourself to actually be heard. So this meeting, we have 2 items on our agenda. Before we begin to review them, we always give opportunity for the public to comment on any matters not on the agenda that are subject to zoning administrator review. If you wish to make a comment on a matter not on the agenda, please raise your hand or press *9 and you'll be recognized. I'm looking to see if I can see a list of participants or attendees, and I see 3 and none have raised their hands. So let's move forward to the scheduled items on the agenda. We have 2, and the first one is a minor conditional use permit for 3530 Shallow Creek Drive. Now, before we start on that, before I ask the project planner to give the presentation, I want to also say that any matter that's acted on, the decisions taken today, may be appealed. There's a 10-day appeal period. The first business day that occurs on or after the 10th day is May 12th. If you do want to appeal an action today that's taken today, please contact the project planner and make arrangements to do so. All right, so with that, item 3.1 again, minor conditional use permit 3530 Shallow Creek Drive, and Monet Sikali is the project planner. Monet, can you give your presentation?
Sure. Good morning, Mr. Gustafson, and thank you for the introduction. I'm going to share my screen in a few seconds. So there we go. So as you mentioned, this is a minor conditional use permit for infant swimming resource self-resource instruction located at 3530 Shallow Creek Drive. The project is a minor conditional use permit for home occupation to provide swimming classes for children 6 months to 6 years old. Classes will start late April through early October, and they will be Monday through Friday between hours of 10 in the morning and 6 afternoon. Each session will last between 30 to 60 minutes, and total 3 to 6 students per day will be seen, and students will be staggered by 30 to 60 minutes. So there won't be 2 or 3 students at the same time. We have to make sure that one student per visits. Here is the location for the site. It's at the end of the street, which is Shallow Creek. The zone for the property is R17.5 RC, which is single family residential within the combined resilience city. And the general plan land use is low density residential. No pool has been proposed yet, but the applicant has submitted the building permit for the construction of the pool. And here is a closer look for the existing house. The pool will be constructed in the back, and there are plenty parking spaces in front of the house on the driveway. We have sent a notice to neighbors within 600 feet, and I have received only one email not in favor of the project. And the reason that she was not in favor, her concern was about the noise coming from the excited screaming kids in the pool, traffic noise in the neighborhood, and adding another use in the neighborhood will bring additional traffic. And then her concern were quality of life issues. She mentioned that there's already a school in that neighborhood, and adding another home occupation might add additional traffic and noise in the neighborhood. The project has been reviewed in compliance with California Environmental Quality Act, and it qualifies for a Class 1 exemption under Section 15301 because the use will occur within an existing single-family home, and the intensity of the use is not beyond what is normally allowed for a single-family home. And with that, Planning and Economic Development Department recommends that the zoning administrator by resolution approve a minor conditional use permit for the property located at 3530 Shallow Creek Drive. And that was my presentation. I know the applicant, Stephanie, is also available. So if there are any questions about the use, she can be also answer those questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can you open or leave on the screen the aerial site plan, or I should say aerial view of the property in the vicinity? Yes, thank you. Okay. So the only question I have is did the person who commented regarding the potential impacts of the home occupation identify their location relative to the yard?
Yes, they are actually like a block below. They are not the adjacent neighbor. They are like a street down. Let me see in this area. They are somewhere here, if I'm not wrong. Not in this area, but somewhere here.
Okay, thank you. All right. The applicant, if you wish to make a presentation, you don't have to do so, but you're welcome to do so now.
I don't have too much to say. Just like any other swimming lessons, you have some kids who love it and some kids who have an issue with having water in their face. And so we are trying to time our lessons so that way it doesn't interfere with, late in the evenings when people get home from work, nor will they be too early to interfere with, getting up in the morning. So trying to be respectful of the neighbors to make sure we are timing lessons that are favorable to the neighborhood. And like I said, I'm open to, if there are times that are better for neighbors, I'm totally fine with people coming up and chatting with me. So I'm willing to be flexible and trying to accommodate everyone.
Thank you. And you've read the staff's recommended conditions of approval and agree with them?
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so is there any member of the public in attendance who wishes to comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing on this item. All right, so this is a home occupation and it's utilizing a swimming pool, which is an ordinary accessory use to a single family dwelling or any residential use. I think the activity that's being proposed is really no different than if the homeowner were inviting friends or having their family members using the pool. I am encouraged that the applicant is sensitive to potential noise disruption that might occur with lessons. However, I would say the home occupation and the activity and the noise is no different than a private use of a pool during normal hours. And I would imagine the hours of operation or lessons would be somewhat self-regulated by temperature. I doubt very early morning swim lessons would occur if it's cold outside or late at night. So I think this is, in terms of a conditional use permit for this item, fulfills the standards of showing that it would not be adversely impacting the people living and working in the area. And staff's proposed resolution makes the appropriate findings in order to demonstrate that the application fulfills the requirements of the city's home occupation regulation and includes appropriate conditions of approval to help ensure that it is compatible with the residential quality and character of the neighborhood. So with that, I approve the conditional use permit. And as I noted before we started on the regular scheduled items, that if should anyone wish to appeal this determination, they have the end of the business day, April 12th, to do so. And if you do, please contact the project planner. Thank you very much. All right, so now we move on to item number 2, which is actually item 3.2, another conditional use permit. And it's for 1018 Santa Rosa Plaza. And Lene Sikali is the project planner. Lene, can you give your presentation?
Sure. And here is my presentation. So the project is called Three Disciples Brewing. It's a minor conditional use permit for Santa Rosa Plaza. The applicant is proposing a use permit to operate brewery brewpub with sales of beer, as well as on-site tasting and food service. The proposal is for a retenanting of a previous brewing company with a new brewery. There used to be another brewery there, but they went out of operation more than a year. So when the operation sees 6 months, then a new use will require a new use permit. The reason the applicant is applying for a new use permit because it's after that 6 months. So they are going to use the same place with no expansion, with the same equipment for another operator, which is Three Disciples. They are not proposing any exterior changes, and they will keep everything as it is. Any exterior changes or addition will require some level of design review. Here is the location. It is in downtown station area, and the general plan land use is core mixed use. Here is another view of the previously that was Two Thread Brewery. Is going to the same location. Same floor plan, same equipment will be used for the brewery. Here is the outdoor that will be used for this use also and will remain the same. There won't be any changes at this time. And a notice was sent out to neighbors within 600 feet. I did not receive any comments or concerns regarding the proposed project. And the project has been reviewed in compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act, and it qualifies for an exemption. The Planning and Economic Development Department recommends that the zoning administrator by resolution approve a minor conditional use permit for the property located at 1018 Santa Rosa Plaza for Three Disciples Brewery. And that was my presentation. I know Matt is available. He's the applicant, and he can answer if we have any questions from him. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Colley, and I think your presentation was complete. Pretty straightforward project. Does the applicant wish to add any more information to this proposal?
No, I believe Monet covered just about everything that needed to be covered.
All right, well, thank you. Is there any member of the public in attendance who wishes to comment? So please raise your hand or press *9. Seeing none, we'll close the public meeting portion on this item. So this is basically re-tenanting an existing space with the same use as the previous occupant. So no intensification of the use. The staff's resolution reflects that that is the case, and makes the appropriate findings and provides appropriate conditions of approval for this new tenant to resume the former use on the property. I might add, it's really great to see vacant spaces downtown get utilized, and this is the kind of use that will help invigorate downtown for the public to come to the area. So with that, I approve the project as proposed by staff, subject to conditions of approval. And should anyone wish to appeal this item, you have until the end of the business day, April 12th, to do so. So thank you very much. And that concludes our scheduled items on our agenda today. And it's my pleasure to adjourn this meeting of April 1st, 2021 at 10:46 a.m. Thank you all for attending and have a great day.